12 events into the 2025 HotelPlanner Tour season, and we've already experienced South Africa, India, and the Middle East. The players have spent the last 4 weeks in mainland Europe, and with a schedule that contains just 1 week off from now until the end of September, the grind of non-stop travel imposes just as much a test of stamina as the courses they play. This week, Brno in the Czech Republic is the latest stop-off. And fresh off the plane at the start of the week, we caught up with the winner of this event from 2 years ago, Lorenzo Scalise.
It's tough, you know. I've got 5 weeks in a row at the minute, and it's gonna be some long travels ahead, especially because we don't often play close to airports. But, you know, I've enjoyed it. Now I'm at my 6th year, I think, so I know how to travel, where to go, what's the best route to every event, where to stay. So, you know, I can use a bit of this experience to my advantage, hopefully. Usually I share with Lars van Meijel, and he's a mess. Oh, no, opened it the wrong way. I hate not to have all my stuff laid out perfectly. I even plan outfits for the week, so I know what I'm gonna wear every day and I don't have to think about it. Obviously, I'm packed for 5 weeks in a row, so I've got way more shirts. This is usually Sunday. So this would be, I start from Sunday, so I'm probably wearing this with like the blue. Then it would probably be either gray or blue again. So gray is quite nice with this sometimes. And then that's definitely a Pro-Am shirt. And I've got my PlayStation, sweaters, yeah. We've got a couple of restaurants we're probably gonna go to. The town is quite nice. I've always stayed on the golf course, so this time I'm not staying on the course, you know, a little bit closer to the city, which is nice, but yeah, looking forward to it. See you tomorrow, guys.
Kaskáda Golf Resort hosts the Raiffeisenbank Golf Challenge. Located in the South Moravian region, it's a championship-style layout consisting of 3 9-hole courses. It's the 5th year running that the event's been staged at the venue, and it's proven a good indicator. All 4 previous winners went on to graduate to the DP World Tour. Scalise was one of those, and he was back again, hoping for a repeat performance.
Nice to see you guys.
Moving into the back 9 with a 3-shot lead. This is 2nd to 10.
Ui, that was close.
Beauty. Looking to turn the screw now, the Italian.
That was very close. Not sure what, I know is the final round the year I won, but not sure what hole was that.
And it is a breakthrough win for Italy's Lorenzo Scalise.
Felt like I've watched this video so many times the couple of days after, and then probably is the first time I see it again, you know, in over a year, but it's pretty cool. I haven't played last year, and today, first time out since the win. I kind of remember where the pin was, the last holes coming in, and the shots that I was hitting. So it felt really good to kind of relive those memories. But on the other hand, you know, it's been a couple of years now, and a lot of things have changed. So yeah, always feels good though. Yeah. It feels so good when you win in this sport, because you basically lose 99% of the times, unless you're Scotty Scheffler. So it's like, yeah, it feels amazing, and sometimes in your career you need it to keep pushing forward, yeah.
Scalise would go on to finish 7th in that season's Road to Mallorca rankings and graduate to the DP World Tour for the first time. But 2024 eventually proved a steep learning curve for the Italian, with just 13 cuts made. He ended the year 163rd on the race to Dubai.
I'm not gonna say I wasn't mentally ready because I felt ready at the time, but it was a different tour, even though I've had maybe 40, 50 starts before gaining my car, so I did experience what it was like main tour before, but I just wasn't able to handle a lot of things that, outside the golf course well. I wasn't in a very good headspace, especially the second part of the season, so that taught me more than hitting a bad shot, I think.
Scalise doesn't have to look too far to see just how quickly a career can turn around, though. One of his closest friends, who's experienced it all, is Matteo Manassero.
I'm a really good friend with Manny, and he has been a source of inspiration for so many of us. Not only when he was really good, when he won Wentworth, I can't remember if it was 2015 or something, but I think what he did afterwards, the great determination, resilience that he has shown, it's such a big source of inspiration. I think he's in a different league. His talent is unbelievable. Everyone who's played with him has seen that. I mean, he's unbelievable. But what he's done with his attitude, with his mental resilience, is something that we can all learn from.
Scalise would also be looking to take inspiration from his own past memories. It's a course at which he's enjoyed plenty of success.
I've had a course record, runner-up, won. Like I said, it's silly not to try and ride all the good momentum that I get from this place. But, I'm starting even par tomorrow as other 155 guys. So then you just need to take care of business like usual.
And to round one of the Raiffeisenbank Golf Challenge, where things got underway early for Scalise and his playing partners, Santiago Tarrio and Ollie Wilson.
On the tee, from Italy, Lorenzo Scalise.
It was a solid, if unspectacular, start for Lorenzo. Starting at the 10th, it proved to be a defensive opening stretch. A case of avoiding drop shots rather than hunting down birdies. He left himself work to do at many of the holes. Scalise battled to an even par outward 9 of 35. His back 9 started on a more positive note. A fine approach at the par 5 first, setting up a 2-putt birdie to go under par for the day. But on the very next hole, a lost ball led to a card-wrecking triple bogey 7, from which he never really recovered. A second birdie of the day was cancelled out by 2 more drop shots, as he eventually signed for an opening 74, 3 over par, and a long way back from the pace set by day 1 leader, Jovan Rabula.
As I said, I'm not gonna change anything. I'm gonna keep working on the stuff that I know that are good for me this afternoon, and then try and rest up. Mentally exhausting round today with all that's been going on, so I feel like I have to really disconnect, and like I always say, I'll think about tomorrow.
So to Friday afternoon, and with the projected cut mark close to level par for Lorenzo, a fast start was the priority. And he produced exactly that. Birdies on the 1st and 4th saw his momentum swing. Things had started to look up for the Italian. And it wasn't just our main man that was on the birdie train. Stuart Manley, Josh Berry and Sebastian Garcia were all making moves at the top of the leaderboard. With the leaders racing away, Scalise's mind was only focused on the cut line, and with that added pressure came mistakes. There were drop shots on 5, 6 and 8. His tournament was pretty much finished before his day 2 back 9 had even got underway. Frustration had set in, and the battle to make the weekend was well and truly over. In the end, he would sign for a second successive 74 and 6 over for the tournament.
I feel like it's a little bit too early now to analyze, as I'm very emotional. So I will have to let it settle down and then go through it again tomorrow and then see what can I pick up. Every week is a new opportunity. You just have to approach it in the right way. Unfortunately, in this game, you almost feel like you're as good as your last week. But then you do start level par like everyone else. So it's a hard balance, and now I'll have to try and really just approach it as a new week without having, too much thought about what happened here.
Coming up, we take a look at the incredible success enjoyed by former HotelPlanner Tour players on the DP World Tour this year. And we take a check on the final outcome at the Raiffeisenbank Golf Challenge. We'll see you after the break. Welcome back to the HotelPlanner Tour as we reflect on the first of 2 events to be held in the Czech Republic this season, with the D&D Real Czech Challenge just around the corner next month. After 2 days in Brno, there was a 4-way tie at the top with Jackson, Manley, Berry and Garcia leading the way. But with just 3 shots separating the top 10 players, so much could change over the weekend. With the key developments on moving day, it's Josh Antman.
A couple of top 10s earlier in the season for Lucas Vicarisas, but he's been quiet since then. However, 268s put him right in the mix here. This birdie on the first was one of 8 on the day, and a 65 for the Spaniard. Another Spaniard going well was Sebastian Garcia, one of 4 tied at the top after 2 days. Had to lay up on the first. A lovely pitch there. And he would tap that in to start his day in style. Back-to-back wins for Renato Paratori in April, and no miscuts since. And that's why he's a number 2 on the road to Mallorca. His first birdie of the day came here at the 4th, but he would double bogey the last for a 1 under par round of 70. No top 25 all season for American Palmer Jackson, but he was finding something at Kaskáda Golf Resort. Tied for the lead after 2 days, and this approach at the 5th gave him a chance to open his account on Saturday. Amazing conditions for all the fans and the players. 14 birdies on the week up to this point for Jackson, and he made it number 15 with this putt on the par 4 5th hole. Makes it and moves to 11 under par alongside Garcia and Berry at this point. Berry himself had just 1 bogey on the week, having a fine season, which includes that win in India back in March. This is 3rd shot of the 9th. He looked like he was in trouble. And a fantastic recovery set up another birdie opportunity. A few of the fans taking some much needed shade out there. Fantastic 3rd from Berry. And he would take the opportunity. 3 birdies and out in 33 for the 20-year-old. Swede Tobias Johnson was a man in form. A podium finish last week in Switzerland and was going well again here at Kaskáda. Brilliant putt here at 12. And he would sign for a 68 and just 3 back heading into the final day. Matthew Chung has been playing a mix of the HotelPlanner Tour and the Asian Tour this year. This was his 5th birdie of the day. This one came at 13. However, 2 bogeys in his last 5 holes let him drop down the leaderboard slightly with 18 to play. Berry finally made a bogey on 14, but his response was superb. Long off the tee, and he was taking advantage of the par 5s at Kaskáda. This approach at 15 set up a birdie which he would convert and take the outright lead. but he would have company at the top. Jackson finished with a birdie on the last to join Berry at 14 under par. The American looking for his first win on the HotelPlanner Tour.
Yes, Berry and Jackson now the dual leaders. Berry third on the road to Mallorca, looking for his second win of the season, while Jackson was showing remarkable improvement, sat more than 150 places further down the rankings before this event. Over the years, there have been 610 DP World Tour wins from 230 former HotelPlanner Tour players. And that success story has continued this season, with 13 victories from 22 events.
It's been a long battle back and worth every moment for this week.
Oh, yes.
And breakthrough win for Spain's Alejandro Del Rey.
We all push each other on a little bit. I think you see guys you know well win and you think, you know, I want to go and do that.
It's special, you know, makes me very proud.
And Dylan Naidu can hardly believe it. Oh, brilliant, just brilliant.
That moment's the most fulfilling thing in the world, and it's worth it. So stick in, and hopefully you get rewarded one day like I have today.
Amazing. It is just amazing. A little bit of magic there. It's a breakthrough win for Christopher Wrighton here in Belgium.
It's been such a tough journey the last 2.5 years, but it's all got me to this stage right here, and now I'm here.
Unbelievable. It's so difficult. I felt so much better this week. Felt really ready to do it, and I'm just so happy I managed to do it.
Yes, an incredible year for some of our former players, and many of those competing in the Czech Republic would be looking to join the DP World Tour ranks next season. Taking us through the final day's action, here's Josh again.
Hong Kong's Matthew Chung starts the day 3 back. Poor start after a bogey at the second hole, but a good bounce back. After this approach, a little bit of spin, hole side, and he converted that for birdie to get to 11 under par. Palmer Jackson had any nerves at the start of the day, and he wasn't showing it. The man from Pennsylvania had birdies on the first and third, and he made it 3 from the first 4 holes with his outrageous birdie putt at the par 4 fourth. Two excellent weeks from Tobias Johnson, a third last week, and this birdie on the 5th helped him to a final round of 68 and a tie for second. One to keep an eye on in the weeks to come. Leading home player was Filip Mruček. 368 saw him in with a glimmer. Huge crowds following the hometown hero. And this birdie on the par 3/8 kept the fans extremely happy. Jackson had birdied the 7th hole 2 out of the first 3 days at Kaskáda, but he went one better on Sunday, drove the green on the par 4 and sunk this eagle putt to take full control on the final day. Mruček was having a fantastic day out there. This was his 5th birdie of the day, a final round of 66 and a top 5 finish for the Czech player, a huge result for him. A real mixed bag on the front 9 for Chung. An eagle, 3 birdies and 2 bogeys. Lovely approach here into 13, which led to another birdie, a 67 for Chung and a tie for second. Brilliant week. A rare drop shot from Palmer came at the 12th, but a superb bounce back on 13. This iron from the American set up another birdie opportunity. He looked to be in full control of his game, Jackson. And there were no real threats from behind for him, so the lead was a decent one. But he made it comfortable with this birdie at 13 to stretch his lead to 4 with 5 holes to play. He also birdied the 15th, which gave him a 5-shot lead, playing the final hole. A nice spot to be in, and he walked after this approach on the 72nd hole. You can see why. Never let up, Palmer Jackson. And this to finish in style. What a way to win your first HotelPlanner Tour title. A final round of 64 and a 6-shot win in a dominating display in the Czech Republic.
Yes, it was great stuff. The final standings underlining Jackson's brilliant final day performance. Philip Rucek's 4th place finish will have pleased the home crowds in Brno, but the week certainly belonged to an emotional American.
Palmer Jackson.
It's obviously Father's Day in the United States, and my dad was a big influence for me. And my mom, she's been really battling some health problems recently, and she told me to win a tournament for her over here. And I'm glad I did for her.
There's movement at the top of the Road to Mallorca rankings. Daniel Van Tonder usurped as number 1 by Renato Paratore. Berry closed the gap on the top 2, and Rutherford climbs a place to 4th. Further down, Palmer Jackson's win moves him up an amazing 142 places to 15th, just ahead of Tobias Johnson, with Sam Jones now in 20th position. And with that, it's goodbye to the Czech Republic. For now, we'll be back later next month. We head next to France for back-to-back events, starting with the Blow Play 9 in Plenurf, where the pursuit of promotion to the DP World Tour continues.